It's the Unhappy Hour.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Brian Engelman. You're listening to the Unhappy Hour here on the TNAM Radio Network here at thenewamericanmedia.com. Check out our homepage, thenewamericanmedia.com. Follow us on Twitter. We're at American_media_. Like our Facebook page. Search The New American Media with spaces in between. Click like, join the conversation, and subscribe to our youtube.com/The New American Media page. A lot of good information there. Just got done talking about Deshaun Jackson, his potential legal issues, the thefts at his home, the marijuana possession, the rap label that he runs, the gang affiliations, the trouble in the locker room, throwing up gang signs during NFL games, and Deshaun Jackson cut by the Eagles. I want to get to Kobe Bryant's comments on Trayvon Martin. I want to talk about Northwestern unionizing Northwestern football. Man, that just opens such a huge can of worms. It is beyond interesting. Want to talk about that. Want to talk about Roddy White and his Super Bowl season his bet with a Duke fan. I'm sorry. His Duke bet with a Mercer fan. 2 season tickets, 2 Super Bowl tickets, pregame sideline passes, and a day at camp as his guest. How does that sound? That's pretty funny. And Ravens running back Ray Rice indicted on one count of aggravated assault. But, it's March Madness time. You know what that means? It's time to talk some hoops. So I think we're going to bring in lifelong Cleveland sports fan and NBA scout Zach Barris to the program. Let's do that.
Hello?
Zach, welcome to the Unhappy Hour. You're live, sir. How you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself? It's been a long day.
Yeah. You know what? In so many ways, it's been a long day for me, too. I won't bore you or the listeners with it, but, when it rains, it pours.
Yep. And I'm in the smuggiest city in the world, in San Francisco.
The smuggiest. I love that South Park. It was George Clooney's acceptance speech. I think he even took credit for the civil rights movement. No, that's fantastic. Welcome back to California. I know it's San Francisco,
Thank
but
you.
good to have you back. I don't know. What do you want to talk about today? We didn't prep anything in advance like we usually do. You want to talk a little bit about the tournament? You want to talk about the Cavs' chances making the playoffs? What's on your mind?
Talk about the tournament.
All right, let's go.
Every time I mention the Cavs in the playoffs, they lose 10 in a row. So.
Oh, you just said it. No. All right, we take that back. What's the score right now? Okay, Cavs are only down by 9, so they got time. Anyhow, let's talk about the tournament. Do you like what's going on? I could just talk about this here. What about Roddy White? You see his bet with the Mercer fan? Have you seen that one?
No, I have not. Oh, was it the one about the tickets? Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, 2 season tickets, 2 Super Bowl tickets, pregame sideline passes to a game, and day camp as his guest.
You wound up taking him? You wound up doing it originally? He was tickets to one game.
He had to. He was getting hammered on social media.
I've been out of it over the past couple weeks. I was in Toronto, New York, Indianapolis, San Francisco, Chicago. I've been all over the place.
Zach, it's my job to inform the masses and my guests to irrelevant and trivial matters such as a little Twitter bet where this Mercer fan put nothing up on his own. But, Roddy White got hammered for it. But
yeah, because he acted like a jerk-off, and it happened.
Yeah, shocking. Yeah, on the day that the Eagles cut Deshaun Jackson, there seems to be a lot of that going around. Ray Rice might not be too far behind.
The Eagles cut Deshaun Jackson? I honestly haven't even been on Twitter today.
I like it.
I'm out of it.
I am breaking news to Zach Barris for once. I'm usually getting the inside scoop about, hey, tomorrow, check out what happens. And sure enough, it happens.
The Eagles cut him?
Oh, yeah. You should listen to the show after the fact. I get into it, but there's a whole bunch of gang affiliations. He's been arrested for stuff.
It's funny that you speak of that. I can't really say anything bad about the guy. The whole Jackpot crew I was real close with in L.A.
Were you
really? A couple of his managers, his business manager. So, I watched the USC Notre Dame game at his house last year around Thanksgiving weekend in 2012. So
I recall you saying
like I said, I'm not gonna sit there and dwell and say anything about the guy. As far as I know, his friends that I know have no gang affiliation. At least the 4 or 5 that I'm close with. And Marquise Lee's part of that crew too. It's honestly, there's a lot of athletes in that group. and all of them, I've never had a problem with them. They've all been stand-up guys for me. So
Yeah.
I can't say anything bad about them.
Interesting.
I've been hanging out with them for about 2 years now.
Interesting, because two of the people affiliated with him, and I think one was with Jackpot, got arrested for murder. One of them was
What's his
convicted.
name?
You know what? I got to pull up the article again. You know what? I can tell you. A quick second here, because some of the listeners did not get a chance to hear this. This will be split off in post-production here. Deshaun's troubling gang connections off NJ.com, like NewJersey.com. Let's see. The problems. Taburi Watson, 14-year-old, flashed a gang sign at two men, and he was shot and killed. Reportedly members of the Crips. Let's see, where are the names here? Jackson, associated with Theron Shakir, one of the two men who was charged with the murder, along with co-defendant Marquise Binns. Binns was...
okay, I don't know either one of them, so I'm not affiliated with either one of them.
And
so.
they're rocking the Jackpot gear in these Instagram pictures.
I don't know them. I can't say anything about that, so I don't know anything about them. But
okay. Interesting.
You know,
yeah,
it's
because they're
unfortunate,
UCLA.
but I mean, I was wondering why they were cutting him in the first place. So.
All right, fair enough. Well, let's get back to the hoops then. That is really interesting. Now that you mention it, I vaguely remember. If I go back in the archives, I bet I can find the episode where you talk about that. Because you've been coming on here for almost 3 years now. But
yeah.
Anyhow, let's talk about the tournament, shall we? I mean, you have seen some surprises. Is there anything? Excuse me for a second.
The New American Media.com.
See, that's what happened. Now you have me opening new windows. And that was
Okay.
my Flight 370 show. I'm going to close that YouTube page. Anyhow, is there any more shocking upset than Dayton? Is it
Dayton? I had a feeling Dayton was going to win yesterday when they played Stanford. That one didn't surprise me. You know, I've just been so focused on Arizona right now. I'm thrilled that they're playing so well. Unfortunately, I can't be at the game because I've got other work, but. It's something. It's killing me a little bit inside not to be there.
But that is your alma mater.
I mean,
for
Aaron
those who
Gordon,
aren't
I
aware.
have to say, speaking of draft stock, he was the guy who projected the Cavs at 9. I can tell you, there's no way he's falling to 9 at this point. He had his first 3 games in the tournament have just been unreal. He looks like a seasoned veteran. I mean, the guy's driving the hoop. He's making threes. The only thing he can't do is make a foul shot.
Shaq syndrome. I like it. But he's doing well, and that's your alma mater. It's got to be a fun time. I mean, I did not go.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
I didn't go to Ohio State. I went to Bowling Green, but that was the main team that I always grew up rooting for. They got trounced right quick, but they weren't all that fantastic this year. But Arizona's rocking the 1 seed. They got Sandy. Who do they have next? Looks like they got.
Arizona has Wisconsin.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm looking at the brackets, and they're kind of goofy here. Yeah, Wisconsin pretty much manhandled Baylor. Who do you see coming out ahead in Wisconsin, Arizona?
Take a guess at who I'm going to pick.
But okay, I know what your heart wants, but I mean, legitimately.
I think Arizona's the better basketball team. I think they match up really well against Wisconsin. I'm going to go with Arizona.
Okay, gotcha. What about in the other bracket? What about in the Midwest with UK and Louisville?
Who?
University of Kentucky and Louisville. I call it Louisville.
If Kentucky plays in their A game, it's going to be Kentucky. They're just a better team overall, but Louisville's much more experienced, so I'm going to take Louisville. But if Kentucky plays like they did in the last game, they're going to win. But you can't get repeat production all year.
Yeah, I mean, Wichita State, obviously they weren't playing in the big-time league, but they've had a great season, and Kentucky only beat them by 2. So you think...
Yeah, but Wichita State was a fantastic basketball.
Yeah. How much of that do you attribute to the coach? 80% of it? Because, I mean, it's been a consistent program for a little bit now. Because I would say when you're Kentucky, when you're Duke, when you're some of these powerhouses, you kind of go on tradition as well as stability with coaching. It's kind of a two-pronged thing. But when you kind of come out of nowhere with like Wichita State, I mean, isn't a lot of that coaching, or is it just great, recruiting, or what do you attribute it to?
Honestly, it all depends. It depends on the situation. There's some guys. I mean, I right now I look at the best team in the country is Arizona because they've got a seasoned mix. You've got the veteran guys. You've got a team full of sophomore, juniors, and seniors with 2 freshmen that have been making huge contributions to the team, and Rondae Hollis-Jefferson and Aaron Gordon, who just look phenomenal and help carry the team. You got veterans like Nick Johnson. I mean, those are the teams that tend to succeed well in the tournament because last night Nick Johnson, Pac-12 Player of the Year, didn't show up. He was 0 for 10 shooting. Arizona still, I mean, he wound up making the last couple shots, but Arizona carried him. And that's the thing. He's carried Arizona many times this year. It's games like that where Sean Miller's a fantastic coach. It's a whole mix. And those are the best teams that win. Kentucky won a few years ago because you had Anthony Davis, who played like a 4-year veteran in college, and Terrence Jones. That was a very, very good team. And Kit Gilchrist. All those guys played like they were juniors and seniors, not freshmen. And Calipari's a good coach. He's more of a hell of a recruiter. I don't know how great of a coach he is. He's more of an amazing recruiter.
Yeah, is that the John Cooper syndrome for the Buckeyes? He's great at getting NFL
No, because
talent.
he's won a national title.
Okay. All right.
He's been to the Final Four a bunch of times. He's taken 3 different teams to the Final Four. And Derrick Rose choked in the finals a few years ago. I wouldn't call that Calipari's fault. I call Derrick Rose not being able to make a free throw. But, he took Marcus Camby and UMass back in, I think it was 96. But, I mean, he's been there multiple times.
Well, what do you see coming out at the bottom of the Midwest bracket with Tennessee and Michigan? 2 seed, 11 seed.
What's the score of the game right now?
Oh wait, you want the cheat sheet?
Isn't Tennessee Michigan going on right now?
I will be your eyes and your ears.
Sorry, I've just been in meetings all day. For
Wow.
work, so it's just been. I literally walked out of my meeting at 6 o'clock. So.
Oh,
5.
gotcha.
Like as you called, I was heading up the escalator.
Yeah, you're gonna like this one. Tennessee 71, Michigan 72, 6 seconds left.
Oh God! My sister's at that game right now.
Michigan, right? That's when you were on the field.
Yeah,
at the
my
M-Word
sister's at the game right now. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 seconds left.
She texted me yesterday. She's like, "I'm going to the game." So. Oh God damn it! Can't believe I'm missing it.
I'll give you an update in a second here. So Zach, do you like Michigan by 1 with 6 seconds left, or do you think Tennessee's gonna hit a game winner?
6 seconds left in the Michigan game. Michigan's up by 1 against Tennessee.
All right,
God damn it.
I will give you the update there in a second. Let's bounce over to the East. What about Iowa State versus? Well, actually, that one's going. Yeah, this is kind of. What about Virginia and Michigan State? Who didn't?
When is that game? Is that tonight?
The 28th. Yeah, 9:57.
I like them both. I think Michigan State's a great team. I love Gary Harris. Virginia, though, I mean, Tony Bennett's taking over there. I mean, that guy, he's an unbelievable coach. What he did at Washington State back in the day when I was a freshman at Arizona, I was shocked. Took one of the worst programs in the country, then went to Virginia, turned them around. I mean, Virginia's one of those under-the-radar teams. They are damn good. But, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised whoever wins that game. Nothing would surprise me. They're both great basketball teams.
By the way, with 37 seconds left in the game, Connecticut's up 72-67.
Okay.
Yeah, Iowa State. Yeah, I mean,
Hoiberg's a great coach, too. He's another unbelievable coach. But Kevin Ollie's done a great job at UConn, and he's only a second-year coach.
Well, I mean, the president, didn't he pick Michigan State to win it all?
I don't care what Obama does. I don't follow Obama.
No, but isn't he infallible, kind of like Kim Jong-il?
He picked Arizona in the Final Four, so I'm happy about that.
Oh, you're conflicted here. Now you either believe the president or don't believe him. I don't believe we're talking about this. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. Moving on. Yeah, because those games are going on live. I'll give you an update in just a second here. But, yeah, Dayton found a way to get through. Now they get number 1 Florida. What are you thinking with that one? Does Dayton even have a chance against the number 1 seed Gators?
They do. They've been playing well, but I think Florida's going to win it.
In a close one?
Yeah. No, I don't think it's going to be close.
Oh,
Florida wins by at least 10 to 15.
Oh, yeah, that's the opposite.
But like I said, there are Cinderella stories, so I'm not saying they're not going to win it, but I just tend to think that Florida's going to pull it off. They're a really good basketball team.
All right, so we can't just any stories, any storylines, any interesting things you've noticed in the tournament the past couple of days that we haven't had a chance to go over. You know, because I'm just kind of rolling through.
Nothing crazy this year. I mean, like I said, I've just been. Like I said, I'm on the road. I'm never home anymore, and it's difficult. You know, like I said, I still catch the NBA. You know, because obviously, it's still my life. But college, it's just my focus has obviously changed in the last year from where it was a year ago. So, I've been watching the tournament, but just from where it goes, I've been on the road nonstop, just between, I named all the cities earlier, but it's been a nonstop for me, and like literally, I don't even know where I am half the time. So it's been a tough ride, to go over everything.
You're living the rock star life, essentially.
If you want to call it that.
Yeah, sure. I do want to call it that.
Fun.
Because it's a
Well,
weekend.
I had a fun time last time you were up here, so it's too bad you're not up here this time.
Yeah, that is true. Yes, that is true. We'll leave it at that. Yeah, we will leave it at that. But I do want to go back to that place, that one joint we hit for after hours, whatever the name of that place was, right at the corner.
I
by
will
that
find
other
out
place.
for you and let you know.
Yeah, if you end up at that
Since
same
I'm here
crew
right
again,
now, I may hit it up tonight. So
I'm telling you that those pork burritos were absolutely amazing. And I know it wasn't just because.
I'm looking to I got to get in and out this trip. So I've missed my last 10 trips out back west, whether it's Vegas or somewhere in California, Arizona. So I'm just gonna go grab that tonight for dinner if I get the chance.
When is the next time you're gonna be in Vegas?
I don't know. I'm there every couple of weeks, so who knows?
Okay.
It'll be soon. I got a buddy's bachelor party I'm planning too, which will be there in August or September. So that'll be my next pleasure trip to Vegas. But all my work trips are for fun too.
By the way, breaking
I'm there
news.
to party in every city I'm in.
We have a final in the Tennessee-Michigan game. What happens, Zach? Take a guess.
Michigan won.
Yeah, Michigan wins by 2 points, 73-71 over Tennessee. Done and done. Connecticut's still up by 5.
Good. Maybe I'll meet my sister in Dallas next week, and I want to see Arizona and Michigan in the finals.
All right. Well, you have the inside scoop over there, so make it happen if it plays out that way.
Yeah, I'd love to see an Arizona-Michigan rematch. It was an unbelievable game earlier this year up in Ann Arbor when Arizona beat them. So I'm hoping for another one. Hopefully Arizona cleans their clock.
Yeah. Well, you got to get through the Badgers first.
Yeah, we'll beat them.
Well, listen, we talked last week, and let's shift over to the NBA real quick. I know you don't want to talk about the Cavs, but let's just face it. They were about 6.5 games out last week. Now they're 3.5 games out. Been on a winning streak. Deion Waiters hits damn near a three-pointer at the buzzer to win the other night. The team's looking very interesting. They're getting beat right now.
This is what I've been saying all along, though. Deion Waiters and Kyrie Irving just don't mesh. That's the thing. Without Irving, Waiters is playing well. I mean, he still takes way too many shots, but he's been playing a lot better. He's improving. Hit the game winner against the Pistons. That's the thing, though. If the Cavaliers ever go to trade Waiters, you're essentially trading a dime for a nickel, most likely. You're not going to get equal value. And that's the problem. You might get more players, so you might trade that dime, you might get a nickel and 3 pennies in return.
Yeah, or you could cut Deshaun Jackson off your team and you get nothing.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about Deion Waiters, so.
I know. I'm just saying when you have something.
No, but what I'm getting at is saying, you got to choose between one of the two, and Kyrie's the star, so.
All right, so
it's just.
So basically, you go with the superstar, and you definitely see a move coming. Deion lights it up when he's on his own. He's just not meshing as well with Kyrie, and you don't think that's something that can improve with time and chemistry?
I mean, I think it can. I think they started to get better at points, but like I said, the immaturity is still there, and they lack a veteran leader. You bring along a guy look what Indianapolis did. They brought a guy like David West. Suddenly, Roy Hibbert emerges into a great player. It's just having those veteran guys to bring together a team, not immature morons like Andrew Bynum. I'm sorry about it, but he is.
Let's face it. I mean, he has not done so well at the past several franchises he's stopped at. It was interesting watching the Pacers beat the Heat the other night. I don't know if you had a chance to take that one in, but I mean, I
actually did. I watched it.
I thought that was a fantastic game, despite the referee's efforts to give the game to the Heat with just a rash of terrible calls. I think it was maybe in the second quarter I first started watching. It was play after play after play. The fans, I thought they were going to start going Ron Artest on the referees in the middle of the game.
The Pacers are a resilient team. They're a really good. They're a really good mix of veterans. Not in love with Luis Scola, but he plays a little too much for my taste because he's not really a great contributor anymore. But Indiana's one of those teams that Miami's stiffest competition in the East. And with the way the Bulls are playing right now, the Bulls might even be. I don't think the Bulls can beat Miami in a 7-game series, but they'll give them a nice little run for their money like they did last year.
Right. Well, talking about the Heat, another story happened with Cabrera over with the Tigers, which is so crazy. You have a city that files bankruptcy, and then the team playing in that city gives.
Well, you got
Miguel
an owner
Cabrera.
with a lot of money. It's not like the team's paying. It's not like the city's paying for him. You have an owner who, was worth billions of dollars.
Yeah, 292.
So it's a totally different story. I mean, all it takes is a guy with billions of dollars to come in there and pay for something. It's it's not like he's using city money. He's using his own personal fund. The team makes money. It's not like Detroit itself. If you go to their suburbs, they've got gorgeous suburbs. There's still plenty of money up there. It's just unfortunate that they don't have anything in the city.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I definitely spent some time there going to school at Bowling Green. We went up there, played a few shows in Ann Arbor, played in Detroit, crossed the bridge into Windsor.
I mean,
before.
I can't say, like I said, I hate Michigan, but Ann Arbor's a hell of a college town.
Yeah.
And that's right outside of Detroit. So, and there's a lot of money up in Ann Arbor too. So you see that. You go up to some of the malls up there. They've got the Louis Vuitton, they've got the Gucci, they've got Burberry. They have the high end stores. There's still plenty of money in Detroit. I look at my sister's friend. I know the background they come from, and it's it's just like I said. The city itself is poor, but they're not the ones funding the money in the city. All their businesses are out in the suburbs. It's unfortunate, but that's how Detroit collapsed. So, and for a while it was like, it's still like in Cleveland. Businesses are moving to the suburbs.
Well,
So
this is where I bring it back to basketball for a second. LeBron James says I'd opt out for $292 million. He said he was amazed and a little jealous when he heard the Tigers star Miguel Cabrera signed a contract Friday guaranteeing him $292 million over the next 10 years. I said, wow, James said before the Heat played the Pistons on Friday. I wish we in the NBA didn't have a salary cap. So,
well, that's something that I think is always going to happen because you're going to see teams like New York start spending crazy money. I mean, maybe they could raise the cap in the NBA, but I don't know if they will. I really don't. If it's up to there would need to be a long strike. Not a lockout, but a strike. The players would have to strike. They just created that new CBA. I think it would be a very long strike.
well, LeBron went on. He said about Cabrera, he said, he's the best player in baseball, and the best players in each sport should be rewarded. It'd be nice to sign a 10-year deal worth $300
I don't disagree with LeBron. I really don't. LeBron, according to Forbes, I believe when he was at the Cavs, was worth $50 million a year.
Yeah, they have him. Forbes ranked James fourth among all athletes in total earnings earlier this year, with more than $60 million.
No. That's not what I'm talking about. What a player's worth to their team and their franchise. LeBron was worth $49.5 million a year to the Cavs back in 2009.
Yeah, the
You
national
can look up
deals,
actual
the
players.
merchandise.
I don't think anybody would balk from paying LeBron $45 million a year. He deserves it. He's a hell of a player. The guy can sell out any arena in the NBA. He's going to bring tons of publicity to your team. The Cavaliers' value dipped by over $200 million when he left.
Yeah, Dan Gilbert was not thrilled.
So take it from that standpoint, the team's much more valuable when you have LeBron James on it. So he's worth $45 million a year. I don't think any player in baseball is worth $30, $40 million a year because baseball is not a one-man sport. If, back in the day when Albert Pujols didn't get his at-bat, that's the thing is one player can't save a team. If you don't get your at-bat, you're not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah,
So, it's 1 through 9. So if you're 7 batters away from coming up and there's 1 inning left, there's no guarantee.
And
Unlike basketball where you can always have the ball in your hands at any time.
You could walk them, essentially do like a baseball version of the Hack-a-Shack. We're not going to let you shoot. We're going to make you miss the free throw. All right, we'll put you on first base, but we're not letting you hit.
Exactly. That's what the sports are totally different. That's why it boggles my mind when anybody would play a baseball player that much money.
And then the pitchers.
I mean, although they're good. But the problem is when these guys all sign these massive deals, they're 45 years old by the time they're over.
Yeah.
You're paying guys $30 million a year to not even contribute. Look at Pujols. He's horrible. Look at Josh Hamilton. The Angels have $55 million a year tied up between those two, more than the Marlins payroll, and they stink.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, though, I have to get going. I have another meeting I have to go into.
Fantastic.
So hopefully we can finish this up on Sunday if we get the chance.
Yeah, and I mean that's essentially all I had. I just wanted to bounce around, talk about the tournament real quick, just a brief hit on the Cavs. I want to break the Deshaun Jackson news with you, and you can give me some the inside scoop off the air, and we can talk about that a little bit more. And
hopefully we do a show next weekend live from Dallas. Hopefully I'll be there.
Here's to rooting for Arizona, right?
Yep, bear down, baby.
All right, well, hey, be safe. Have a lot of fun in San Francisco tonight.
Thank you.
I'll be there with you in spirit, good friend,
All
and
right.
we'll talk again soon.
Have a good
All right?
one.
Take care, Zach.
Bye.
There he goes, NBA scout Zach Barrett. It's always a pleasure when he jumps into the program. Seriously, if you go back, we've been doing shows here at the New American Media for about 3 years. On May 1st, we're going to have our 3-year anniversary. So, I mean, he's been coming on for maybe 2.5 years. It wasn't too much longer after. How the heck am I trying to say this? Shortly after we began doing programs, Zach started joining us. Okay, maybe that's how I was trying to say it. But anyhow, make sure that you check out Zach and follow him on Twitter at ZBaris. That's ZBARIS. And you can give him some grief if Arizona goes down, or if Arizona wins, you can wish him congratulations, or, tweet him some stuff and get some back and forth going on. He loves talking sports, but it's, he's not just a basketball dude. He's like all of us. If you like sports, you tend to watch a few things. Yeah, I mean, we all have our specialties, but, I mean, let's just face it. It is common for sports fans to like multiple sports. I couldn't tell you much about boxing or NASCAR or golf or hockey. I mean, but the 3 majors, the basketball, the baseball, the football, the colleges. I'm more of a college football than a college basketball. That's why I love having Zach here to lend some expertise on this stuff. I toss him softball questions, and he gives me that insight that I don't even know to ask about. But yeah, definitely follow him on Twitter. He's at ZBaris, ZBARIS. So I have a couple other stories I want to talk about, and we're going to do that on the other side. I'm going to tweet some of these stories out here. The one about LeBron James, the one about Roddy White. I might even do just a little split segment about Roddy White. Just go through it. I think we've covered the Ray Rice thing enough, but we'll tweet that out. So make sure you're following us on Twitter. We're at American_media_. On Facebook, do a search for The New American Media and like our page. Check out our homepage, thenewamericanmedia.com, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/The New American Media. My name's Brian Engelman. We'll be right back after this song. Which one are we going to play you? We're going to play you Metro. How about Metro by Twist of Nothing, composed by Sean Flynn and featuring special percussionist Johnny Rabb. We'll be right back.
The Unhappy Hour on thenewamericanmedia.com.